Welcome to Over 50 TV, where we offer essential work and money tips for people over 50. My name is Lou Reyes, and today we're going to talk about the fastest way to make money online. And that way, in my opinion, is to go ahead and to start a virtual assistant business. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 9 reasons why I think this is a great business, especially for people over 50. And if you haven't guessed it already, or if you're not realizing it, I should say, if you don't realize it already, I'm going to tell you that you have a ton of experience working for jobs, working at companies over the course of decades. And I think, and for that reason, I think a virtual assistant job is a great job to have. And it could be a job where you're only working maybe a couple days a week, or maybe you're working 5 days a week, or however many hours that you really do want to put into this kind of a business. But again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you 9 reasons to start a virtual assistant business when you're over 50. And that, my friends, that's up next right here on Over 50 TV. Welcome back to Over 50 TV, where we offer essential career and money tips for people over 50. And before the break, I said I'm going to outline 9 reasons why I believe starting a virtual assistant business is great for people over 50. And, you know, I've already given you one of those reasons, or that reason was that it is probably, in my opinion, one of the fastest, if not the fastest way to make money online. Because really, all you have to do if you want to start a virtual assistant business is go to businesses in your area, local businesses, and let them know that you are available as a virtual assistant. Tell them about your skills, tell them about your talent, your experience, and basically sell yourself. You can do it in person, you can do it over the phone, or you can do it via email. But any way you decide to do it, it really is, and the number one, I would say, the number one reason that I like this business, it is a fast way to start making money online. You just go ahead and communicate with your customer. You get 1, 2, or 3, or whatever amount of customers you want to get. I'm going to talk more about that in a second, but that is reason number one. It's the fastest way to make money online. Another reason it makes sense to start a virtual assistant business is that you don't need a formal business plan. Now, I'm always going to recommend that you think it through, that you have some kind of a plan, but you don't need a long formal one. You know, you can get by with what we call a 1-page lean business plan. And it just basically what you're doing on 1 page, you're outlining the steps you're going to take to launch your business. You're going to write down what your goals are. You'll keep track of everything on this 1-page lean business plan. And if you're looking for one, if you've never heard of it, go to a link in the description box of this video. It's for the Side Hustle Starter Kit. And in that Side Hustle Starter Kit, what I've got a lean business plan in there. All you've got to do is click on the link and you'll get it. And the Side Hustle Starter Kit, I created that to help people if they want to go ahead and launch a business. But you can find that lean business plan in in the description box. Just click on the link. I do recommend you have a plan, but you don't need some big, extravagant, long, executive business plan that is very, very detailed. You don't need that to start this particular business. Another reason to start a virtual assistant business, you're going to be profitable from day one because it's a very low-cost business. You're not going to need to dip into your savings account. You don't need to go out and get a business loan. There's no heavy worry about debt or anything else. There is virtually no overhead in this business. All you need is a cell phone and a computer and a little chutzpah, and you can go out and get yourself some business. Now, if down the road you decide you want to really grow this thing because you like what's happening, you like the growth, you like the money coming in, well, you can run ads on some social media platform, maybe on a Facebook or even on a Craigslist. But for right now, one of the great things about this, it should be profitable from day one. Now, another reason to start a virtual assistant business when you're over 50 is you can use your current skills. And as I mentioned previously, what I said was that you've got decades of experience. If you're somebody who's over 50 or maybe over 60, or even you could be older than that, maybe even your 70s, and you're deciding you want to do something. I know my mom, she was in her 70s when she was thinking about starting the business, and she was really wanting to do it. But whatever age you are, you can use your experience that you have. You don't need to go out and get a certificate in anything. You don't need to go get a degree. You don't have to have a degree to start a virtual assistant business. It really just depends on what you're looking for in terms of what you're going to offer your clients. But I'll tell you this, it's so great to be able to use the skills that you've honed over decades and use them to make more money. So yeah, this is a great reason to start a virtual assistant business is you can use your current skills. Another thing that I like about a virtual assistant job is it is highly customizable. And you know what I mean by that? I mean that you can decide what kinds of services that you offer your clients. You decide. You decide what you want to offer them. You give them a menu. This is what I do, and this is how I can help you. Now, I'm going to say one thing, though, about that. If you decide that you want to specialize in a niche, let's say you only want to work with bookkeepers, or maybe you only want to work in the medical field, maybe you want to work with doctors, or maybe you just want to work with retailers. Whatever you specialize in, if you've got a particular talent or skill that fits that area very, very well, you'll make more money than if you decided you just wanted to do some general office duties. But it is a great job. I think being a virtual assistant really is a great job because it is highly customizable. It will fit your skill set perfectly if that's what you decide to do, and that's what I would do. But yeah, it's a great job because, again, you decide. You decide what skills you're going to offer your clients. Another reason a virtual assistant gig is a great job for people over 50 is you determine your workload. If you want to work with one client or maybe multiple clients, well, that's totally up to you. I do suggest, and I want to make sure I mention this, I suggest you start out with one or two clients just so you can get comfortable and you can really get a good feel for the pace. But as time goes on, if you decide that you want to pick up a few more clients, maybe you want a half dozen or more, maybe you set a limit based on your personal schedule, why, that's so easy to do with this. And I know that when we're over 50, as I've gotten over 50, as time goes on, you know what? I want a fast pace, but I also want to work at my pace. And that's what's great about being a virtual assistant is you determine your workload and you can work at your own pace. Another reason becoming a virtual assistant is a great gig is you set the terms. And when was the last time you ever thought or ever even dreamed that you could set your own terms? You set your rates, you set your days, your hours, you set the time that you're available to work. Now, I want to say one thing about this. I want to make sure I say this. Yeah, it is true that you set the terms, so you're going to set your pay schedule. But the more time you are or more times you make yourself available, obviously the more you're going to make. And I know you know that. I don't have to say that. But I just want to let you know, yeah, you're setting your terms and you've got that freedom to do it. And that's a great thing. I've got to say that about becoming a virtual assistant. But just understand the more hours you work, the more money you're going to make. As a virtual assistant, you are also going to work. You're definitely going to work with people that you like because you know what? If you don't like them, you don't work with them. It's that simple. Life is too short to work with people that you don't like. And how many times in our career, your career, and in mine too, that I've worked with people that I wasn't especially comfortable around. I didn't really want to work with them. I didn't think for lots of times, I didn't think they were carrying their own weight. Hey, in this particular instance, as a virtual assistant, you're going to work with people that you like working with. And if you don't like working with them, if you don't feel that connection, if you don't think that they're helping you and you're helping them, because it is a two-way street here. If you don't really like them, if you don't like them at all, don't work for them. Another reason a virtual assistant gig is great for people over 50 is this, and I really want you to, and I'm really hoping that you take this reason to heart. It's that access to clients is relatively easy. And I want to say that. And I want to say that with a few caveats or a major caveat here. Access to clients is pretty easy because, in my opinion, most of us people who are over 50 aren't too shy. We're not going to be, hemming and hawing when we meet somebody. We are going to talk to them and let them know what we're thinking. And you know what? As I started in the very, very beginning of this video, I said that you could go ahead and you can just go up to a local business owner in your area and you can talk to them and say, hey, this is what I do. I'm a virtual assistant. I do work in this field, in this area. These are the skills and the experience I have, and I know that I can help you. It's an easy gig to do. it's easy to do that. And most of us over 50, we can do it. So when I say access to clients is relatively easy, it's easy for us because we're used to talking to people. Maybe somebody who's a bit younger in their 20s or 30s, they're not so used to it. They don't have that experience or that confidence, and they're not going to be able to do it. But here's the thing. Some people will say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Lou, well, being a virtual assistant's a good gig, but there is a lot of competition out there for people who are virtual assistants. Yeah, there's competition on Craigslist. Yes, there's competition on Upwork, which I love Upwork, by the way. I'd still put my information on there if I was considering becoming a virtual assistant. I'd certainly still do that, especially if you're specializing. There is competition, but you know what? You can get through that competition by working aggressively. How many people do you need to make the kind of money you want to make as a virtual assistant? Maybe it's one, maybe it's two, maybe it's a half a dozen, maybe it's more. But I do believe for us, for people over 50, becoming a virtual assistant is a great gig, and I believe that access to clients is relatively easy. And take that to the bank, because I know you out there listening to this, you're going to agree with me on that, because we are not shy. We're not going to sit back and hide. We're going to go out and get that business that we need, and that's what you got to do to be successful in any business and anything you're going to do. But if you love working at home, this is a great gig. Well, that's all I've got for you today, folks. I've just given you 9 reasons to start a virtual assistant business when you're over 50. And I think all of these reasons were great. I started out by saying it's the fastest way to make money online. And I believe that it is, because literally, as I said, you just go out and you knock on some doors, or you make some phone calls, you send out some emails, you do that kind of stuff. You do enough of it, you'll get some business. So again, I've just given you 9 reasons. If you have any questions, though, please feel free to comment in the comment box, where you can always send me an email. I love getting your emails. I get quite a few. I try to get back to you as fast as I possibly can. But you know what? I just do it as fast as I can. So I do want to hear from you if you have any questions or any comments on this particular video. So as I said, that's all I've got for you. Before I forget, I want to say, please go ahead and consider subscribing to Over 50 TV. You can do that just by hitting that link that's underneath the video. It's a little red button. It says subscribe. It's easy enough to do. There's also a thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up button. That'll let me know if you enjoyed watching this video. If you didn't hit the thumbs up button, I may think you didn't really enjoy watching it. Oh, by the way, before I forget, there is that link I told you about for that lean business plan. It is in the description box. I think everybody out there who is considering starting or deciding to enter the field of becoming a virtual assistant should really get that side hustle starter kit and look inside at that business, that lean business plan. And by the way, when you're looking at that lean business plan, look at the other stuff, the other information that we took a lot of time compiling that information to help you to get through those early stages of starting your very own side hustle. So that's all I got for you. As I said, I want to say, as I always do, have a great day, everybody.